Hello everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. I have two orders I'm trying to knock out in one video, so it's a large pour. So this is that beautiful tray mold that I've done in the blues. It was so pretty. Deborah wants this one, and she wanted, a lot of people want glitter in this. Trust me, I want glitter in this too, but I'm always steering you all away from glitter in there because you're not gonna see the glitter under the facets, so it's really a waste of your glitter. So you really don't want to do that. So then she wanted white, and I said, well, you can either do pigment paste, and then she's like, well, how about interference? And I'm like, well, that would work. What color? And since she wanted all those colors in my heaven mixture, I'm like, what if we use all of the colors and combine them together in the resin, and maybe we'll get like a little bit of each color through it. I don't know. These were just sent to me in Happy Mail. I used these ones already, but let's open these up and try them all. Gold, red, violet, blue, and green. So we're gonna put a little bit of that in the 20, this holds like 21 will give me a little bit extra, but we have the little, I guess this is a lid. I don't know what it was, but y'all telling me it's a lid, so I guess it's a lid for this dip part. You don't have to use this with food. A lot of people are like, well, why would you pour it with that resin if you're not, if it's not food grade? Well, a lot of people don't want to use this for food. You can use this as a vanity tray, a trinket tray, a throw-all tray, so it's not necessarily a food tray. So that was my answer to that one. My food grade resin cannot be poured this deep. A lot of you said, what about just pouring it and then doing the back coat, which you can do. There's no reason you can't. Two problems with that though. The sides are still non-food grade. And how would you match the color? I don't like to do things that don't match. So it's all one pour for me. I am going to look into other food grade resins and see if I can get them to pour a little bit deeper than the one that I've been using forever. This is the second one for Phyllis. This is a pen organizer, so we're gonna do this again. And her second one, she wanted purple and yellow. So these are the two colors I chose. So we're gonna marble that together. This comes out beautiful every single time. So I'm gonna mix these up separately. I'll just start with the 10 and then we'll play with this one a little bit. So let me grab some resin and get that marbled, then set aside.
Brushes in hand and the world is my stage.
All right, let's get our colors mixed up. I'm going to try to do this the right way for once while I'm thinking about it, which is mixing your powder in with a little bit of resin before you add it all to your cup, but I don't always remember to do that, so that's why I don't usually do that. But today I did. That way you can get all your powders stirred in really well before you add the rest of your resin. However, if you don't have enough color, then that really defeats the purpose. So try to put enough color in. Let's see, I want about half and half. That's 6. We'll do another one. And then the rest purple. Let me just scrape my cup out because I'm gonna need every drop for this 10 ounces. It's gonna take every bit of the 10. Oh, see, I already messed up. I was supposed to put just a little bit in there. See, that's why I don't do it, because I never remember to do it that way. Before you add all the rest of it in, I'm just like on auto. I don't understand. So do as I say, not as I do, right? Either way, at least the powder won't be puffing up out of the cup and going everywhere this way. But it would have been better had I just mixed in a little bit of resin first. Then you don't have to stir it so much trying to break up all those clumps. And then I'll just let it sit for a minute or two and see if any of the powder rises, since I didn't do it the way I said I was gonna do it. And if it does, then we'll just stir it back in. Then I'm gonna run it through the vacuum chamber. Get all these bubbles out of here. These things come out so nice and so pretty. I think Don's gonna make another one too. He needed another one. I don't know what colors he's gonna choose next time. He kept doing blues. He did 2 blue ones already, although I kept the first one. He kept the second one, so I'm not sure what color he's going to do for his third one. I didn't realize this mold was going to be so popular. But I guess everybody needs pen organizers, especially if you're a crafter and you know exactly what I'm talking about. I could use more of them too. All right, I'm going to let that one sit. See this one here? It has some powder that came to the surface. Those little bits, and if you don't get them mixed in, they will show on your final piece. Sometimes they sink, sometimes they float. If they float to the back, great. But if they sink and get onto the front of your piece, not good. Let's try that. And then one little piece in this one didn't get mixed. All right, that's that. I'll meet you at the vacuum chamber.
Glitz and glitter, lighting up the night. Painting dreams with a shimmer so bright. Rhinestones dancing, catching every eye. This is my moment, gonna touch the sky. Dipped in gold with a stroke of flare. Diamond shine in the midnight air. Glue and gems, they're my magic spell.
We are ready to rock and roll. Here we go. I'm just gonna spray alcohol down there. Kind of get it all in these crevices. Help stop any bubbles. Seems to work on this one. And then start pouring. This one is hard to unmold. That's the only thing. I do have to do this one off camera. Okay, so we're going to just kind of crisscross so we can get both colors everywhere. Like both colors on the rim and both colors combining on the sides. And you can see through this mold, so you can see your sides as you're pouring to see what it's looking like. Not that you could do a whole lot about it, but at least you'll know if you need more in one area or not. I'm thinking these are team colors. I'm not sure, but to me they look like team colors. I hope these are the shades. When you guys place an order, please tell me what shades, because she did not tell me what shades. So I actually just chose them because this is the most purple that I have and the most of the yellow that I have. So hopefully this is what she had in mind. Otherwise, I will have to redo it. I always send you guys pictures if you want them. Some people don't want them. Some people are like, nope, surprise me. And that's what I do. But I would feel better if you looked at the pictures before you got something at your house and be like, oh, well, that's not what I was expecting. But I know some people don't want pictures, so either way, it's good with me. And this one, like I said, takes the whole 10 scraped. And then we're just gonna let it do its thing. And I can see from the sides, it's got beautiful marbling. They don't really combine together while it's curing, so that's good. I'm just gonna scoot this one out of the way and show you what I did for the other one real quick before I mix that up. So let's just swirl the bottom there. And wipe my table. Oh, I got a hole in my glove. I should be wearing the thicker ones. All right. That's gonna go over here for a while. What I did for the big one, I took, let me get everything over here. I took all those interference colors because I've never done this before, combining everything. And I took a little tiny bit of each color and I stuck it in this little cup here. And then I added alcohol to mix it just to see what it was going to look like, and clearly cannot see any of the colors. So the colors are very weak. Then I pulled out another brand that I have. These are from Color Art, and I have the same 5 colors in her brand, and I did the same thing, and I just added alcohol. Hers are much more shimmery than these, yet you still really can't see a ton of color. I'm thinking she was going for like an opalescent look. It could be different in the resin, I'm not sure, because I know in resin I can see color. But that's how I tested it. So I'm going to use the Color Art brand for this particular one and not the Jewelescent ones. Just because I know these are a little bit more colorful, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to try it. We're going to do it anyway because I know she wanted a white. So even if it came out white, she wanted white. So, oops, I just totally ripped it. So let me get some new gloves on. Okay, I'm going to mix up 21 ounces, and that should take care of this little jar, or lid, sorry. And if you do try it, you can mix your powders, any powder, if you don't know what it's going to look like, or do a combination in them. Mix it with alcohol, let the alcohol dissipate, and you'll have your powder left. Or if you like it, mix it into your resin. So this one's almost dried up, and I'll have my powder left over. So that's one way to test your colors before you actually put them in your resin. Okay, back to mixing. I did 22 ounces just because I forgot about the glitter of the day, and today I'm going to do Heaven. It is now become my second favorite. It used to be my first favorite until I got Heaven's Dust in stock. So I'm just going to put a bunch of Heaven in this little bit and make a butterfly so you guys can see what Heaven looks like. This is a custom mix I make. It's opal colors in chunky, medium, and fine. And like I said, it used to be my favorite until I ordered the Heaven's Dust. But if you can have 2 favorites, this would be the second one of my 2. A ton of you just ordered this last week too. I am going to get this in the butterfly before I start mixing all those colors in. I don't usually vacuum chamber this one lately. It just is too high in this little tiny cup, so. And I'll make some pendants so you guys can get some to see for yourself in your orders, what they look like. I forgot to squish that down. Hopefully it'll be okay. And then we'll stick the rest in here like normal. Whoops, there's something in there. Come on, get out. Okay, we're not using that one. Ugh, now it's in both of them. Hang on. I like the hearts the best, so I just always like to use those. And we will make some Heaven pendants. I always mix up too much for that butterfly, but I guess it's okay. It doesn't matter. At least I get some of these made as I need them all the time. Whoops, too much. There we go. That is good. They are all plentiful. So for this, I am just going to mix in a nice decent scoop of all of them. And see what, like I said, I don't know. I don't think we're going to see much color. But if we get a blend of colors, that would even be better. Gold and purple, or violet, I guess you would call it. This one looks like the pink. And this one. Oh, that's violet. That was blue. This one's violet, pink, gold. See how you could see the colors? And what's left? Green. We got some green. I forgot about the green. We're just going to give that a nice mix, and we get what we get. I really hope we see some color, but I really don't know. And I might even need more because this is so much resin. I will split it before I put it in the vacuum chamber. This will definitely bubble over. That is not going to be opaque enough. And this is more like a sparkle. You could definitely see the colors up close, but I'm thinking if I put more in, it's not going to make it opaque. But let's try it again. I might have to add a little bit of white, but I'm afraid the white will take the color away. I'm just going to do one more scoop of each before I do that. And if I do add white, it would be pearl white, so as to not take away the pearl. But hopefully, I don't know, this is almost like glitter more than a powder, more than a mica powder. Okay, that's it for those. Let's see. I gotta work fast because this is really deep and I don't want it to start curing quicker than I need. Let me check my stick here. Yeah, that is just a whole bunch of all the colors. So I feel like I need to add a little bit. I don't know what to do. Because it will be poured deep, so you might not see. I don't really want to mess around with it. I'm going to let it be. Let me put some in a cup so we don't overflow. Do about that much in there. This much in here. I'm going to quick vacuum chamber it and then we'll pour. It's ready to go, so let's pour this baby and see what we end up with. I'm going to go all the way around the edges first. I could see all the colors shimmering in this, so I'm hoping we get some sort of a color shift through the facets. That's what I don't think is going to happen, but we will see. Let me scrape my cup. I should have a little extra because I made up like 22 ounces instead of 21. We'll see. We'll see, we'll see. I'm just going to do this big first before I do the little tray. And then I have another order for this one coming up with a couple different colors that I have not done. So that one should be pretty. Maybe I should use this. Yeah. I want to make sure I have enough for this tray to match. I don't want it to be different. I'm just going to take a little dotting tool. There's a bunch of little rhinestones around the edge of this one, just at the top. So I just want to make sure they're going to get in there before I pour it all the way up. That's good. Okay, we have enough. Look at that. Wow. I needed all of it. All of it except for that butterfly. It will all fit. I thought last time I did 20. That might have just been for the tray though, not for the little lid thing. So if you have this, or if you buy it, write down 22 ounces. That will be safe. I have nothing left. All right, I'm just going to torch these little bubbles, not torch, but little lighter. Get them off the back. And they'll probably pop up for a few minutes with all those facets in there. That looks good. I'm excited. I guess you can see the color shifting. I hope it stays like that throughout, because that's how you can get your pearlescent color without putting glitter in there. So let's hope. Didn't do too bad. It's actually poured perfectly. All right, see you on Demold. Are you ready to see the outcome? I did do the pen holder off camera because it is so hard to unmold, but look at this beauty. I did not think I would like these colors together, but these colors are gorgeous. Look at that. Purple and yellow. I know in the camera, you guys see blue for some reason. When I did the last purple one, everybody thought it was blue, but this is purple. It's purple in person. But it is gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. Let me grab her other one. If you missed yesterday, I think it was yesterday, we did the pink and the white. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And now purple and yellow. Love them, love them. I just realized when I came in here to unmold that I don't have like 2 hours of work ahead of me for finishing anything. Oops, it just popped right out. This is the Heaven. Isn't that gorgeous? It's just a chunkier mix than the Heaven's Dust. The Heaven's Dust is a fine glitter, pretty much close to the same colors, but this is a chunky mix, so you still have the opals, it's just bigger. Really pretty. Love that one. And let's do this. I can't believe I don't have work ahead of me. Here is the tray, and you know what? You can see all the colors in there. I've got one bubble right here I need to fill in. And I can do that. I'll show you how I do that. Somebody wanted to see how I did that. But you could see the sparkle. I don't know if you can, but you can see the sparkle. You could see the red, the green. You could see it all. I hope you can see it on this. This is what I'm worried about because of all the facets. So let's get it loosened up around the sides. I usually try to pull it from behind. It is definitely cured and cooled for a while now. Here we go. So it's definitely not going to bend. You just got to release that suction. And I have 2 more of these ordered. Everybody's in love with the tray. I can't imagine why. It is gorgeous. It is. I'm so glad I got this mold. And I'm so glad I get to use it more than once. That is pretty. That is gorgeous. You could see all those subtlety colors that she wanted in the Heaven's Dust, but they're going to come through because it's not a glitter. It's like the finest of the dusts. I don't see any bubbles. I always look around this edge here. There's a whole bunch of like half pearls and faceted stones, and there's no bubbles. Here's the edges. The only thing I need to do, it is so shiny. It is so pretty. I think she's gonna love it. So I just take a deburring tool. Let me move this, get that ready for the next one. And run it around the edges, just like that. And that is perfect. Sometimes you have to do a spot once or twice. And you can save these curly cues and use them in something else. Just one felt swoop. And that takes that edge off. These tools do have a little getting used to when you first get them, because it's got the swivel head on there. But once you figure it out, I love it. It took me a long time to figure it out without scratching your piece. And I think I'm going to put feet on the bottom. Let me find them. Hopefully I have, yep, I have 6 left. So we're gonna do these little rubber feet. This is the extent of my finishing. I'll put 1 in the middle and 4 on the edge. That way it doesn't sit on the counter. I need to fix this port right here. That is perfect. Deborah, I hope you love it. And then this goes right here. Oh, I do need to trim this edge. Otherwise it doesn't fit. Let me move this. It's a little harder to do when you don't have it on your countertop. It doesn't fit when it's not trimmed. Very good. Okay, that should fit now. Oh, it's a little tight somewhere, so I missed something somewhere. I don't know where. I don't see why it wouldn't be. Let me just... It's not quite as smooth to work when you're not putting it on a countertop. And everybody's calling this a lid, so I guess this is a lid. And you can like glue something on here. There we go. You can glue something on so you can pull it in and out. It fits very tightly. But I did not ask her for that, to do that, so I don't want to just assume that is a tight fit. So let's fix this bubble right here. For those of you who are new, I'm going to grab my UV resin and I'm going to grab a scribe. Get all these curly cues out of your view. And a flashlight. All I do to fix a bubble like this, I put a little bit of UV resin on my table. Because if I dripped it in there, it would go everywhere. The scribe is the smallest thing that I have. It's the size of a toothpick, exactly the same size. It just has a longer handle and easier to maneuver for me. Some of you might like toothpicks. And it does get built up on the edges. So I just take a little bit of the UV resin and I drip it right into the hole. Whoop, if I can get it in there. It must be filling down in there because usually one drip does it. Okay, now it's like even with the edge. I'm just going, oops, I guess if I put it on the actual part, I'm just gonna fill that in and cure that. I think that's the only one. There's like a partial one right next to it. It's really not that bad at all. Get this cured for a minute, and then I'm gonna just put one more drop on top of that, just to bring it even with the rest. A big drop, put it that way. And then quick cure it. And then that fills that hole in. I don't want it going down the side. Oh, that's where it was going. I really should, I got it off, but I didn't realize the hole went down the side. So tape up the edge. I don't need to now because I've already filled it in, but you could tape your edge with painter's tape. I'm just gonna fill that one in right next to it. Nobody will ever probably notice it's even there, but since I see it, I couldn't live with myself if I didn't do this. And now you can't even tell where the bubbles are at all. And I'm gonna pop it under my big light. I'm gonna do one more drop on the first one. There we go. I don't want it to fall down. And I'll pop it under my big UV light for 5 minutes for full cure. And that's it. That is it. I hope you can see that sparkle. And I hope I can get it into the camera for her to see. All right, well, that's it for today, guys. Make sure you come back. I have a really cool video that I am working on. Let me just turn that on while I'm thinking about it for 5 minutes. Really cool video I'm working on for tomorrow. In fact, you guys asked me to do it. So I'm doing it, and I'm so glad I'm doing it because it is really, really super cool, and I should have done it a very long time ago. So make sure you come back tomorrow. You're gonna want to see that. That's it. I'm gonna get you some pictures. I feel like spoiled. I feel like I'm cheating you because I don't have anything to finish here today. All right, guys, stick around for those photos. I hope you have a blessed day, everyone. Bye.
Glitz and glitter paint her way. She lights up hearts come what may. With a brush of faith she starts. Jesus whispers through her art. Patience blooms in every hue. Her love for viewers shines so true. Shimmer sparkles in her eyes. A radiant soul under bright skies. Glitz and glitter, Michelle, a story. Her colors tell faith and love in every part. Jesus guides her shining heart. Canvas dreams and sparkly streams. Her laughter flows like sunlit beams. With each stroke her spirit sings, a masterpiece of golden wings. She sprinkles joy like morning dew. In every shade a promise new. A life of love, a life of grace. In her art we see his face. Glitz and glitter, Michelle, a story. Her colors tell faith and love in every part. Jesus guides her shining heart.